Hey! Guess who's back?
Yes,
Back again. LNE is back. Tell your parole officer.
Tell somebody, like, please. Please tell somebody. Tell someone.
We've been busy. Shit's been crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm going for a Christopher Walken type thing. I mean, just take a gander at the screen. You'll see that Patrick has grown a beard since the last time we did one of these. Yeah, well, yeah. Let's see if you can get away with it. Next thing, you know what's funny is on my screen, it's got Patrick, you, and me. So it's kind of one of these things where you're stuck between two beards.
It's got me on the right on mine, and it's
if I do this and Patrick does it too, you'll have mutton chops.
Nice.
Maybe I don't know. So like I said, it has been a while since we've gotten together and done one of these. Unfortunately, there's been a bunch of updates to the programs that we've used, so this might be a very quick one because we're getting started very late, and Homeboy's got work in the morning. I'm not sure what else everybody else has got. I know Ryan's got bigger family since the last time we talked. I guess I should have asked if I'd.
Nah, that's fine. That is, I mean, it's been all over Twitch anyway. Now that is for sure. There's been a lot of growth, we can say, within the LNE family. Both, Patrick's beard that looks like it houses a small family of starlings inside of it.
Tweet, motherfucker!
and I've got a new tiny human in the house. So, if you've followed us for a while, whether individually on Twitch or on the YouTubes, our last episode, which I think was episode 28, was in April. And so that was, let's see, what's April 4? That was 2 months before we had our second baby girl. So things in terms of like streaming and like podcasting, a lot of that stuff started like going out the window because I didn't have a lot of time. Both of these guys were a little bit busy.
No, I wasn't busy. I was just suffering from depression. I got kicked out of the equestrian club, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
Well, now you have Red Dead Redemption 2, so you're right back in it.
We'll see. So actually, this is a different type of equestrian club. It's more of a kind of a furry cosplay type. Shit, my monitor went dark. Hold on a second. It's more of a furry. So basically, what it is I have a $500 leather suit that makes me look like a horse, and what I do is I hook up to a wagon and I drag people around in the wagon, and I jump over stuff. But apparently, GoProing that shit is unacceptable. And
so porn afterwards is what isn't acceptable.
I mean, it's all still part of it. I mean, like in poker, you're gonna fuck with your chips, right? I mean in the equestrian club, you're gonna fuck with your horse, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
It's a part of the experience.
Yeah. Why the fuck
this is a mature channel, right? Like, I mean, mature.
I really hope I'm not going to sound like somebody else and say I really hope my kid never finds my channel. I've told my son openly, don't look for my stuff. You're not old enough. When you're old enough, I'll gladly sit down and we'll watch all of Alien Isolation together so that you can see Dad lose his shit on the false ending.
I am totally going to sit down with my oldest daughter and let her watch me play Slender.
So the funny thing is I was on the phone with my son a second ago. I say a second ago. It was a little bit earlier. And we were talking about his favorite horror game. And he was talking about how Five Nights at Freddy's and Bendy and the Ink Machine are his two favorite right now. And I'm sitting there going, well, Five Nights at Freddy's isn't a horror game. It's jump scare the game. He's like, yeah, but it makes it's all spooky when you're playing. I was like, oh. Okay, I mean, I get that. I think Bendy's a little bit more horror because you can actually run away from things, but Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Yeah. One for one Gesundheit.
Yes,
for Patrick. So
Yeah.
if you heard the sneeze, you got to hit the like button. That's only fair.
It's
So
required. It's required.
So let's just kind of dive right into it because there's been a lot of time since we've all chatted, and there's been a lot of video games since we've all chatted.
So many video games.
Spider-Man,
Woo!
God of War.
So good.
Spider-Man is fucking amazing.
Outstanding.
Ryan's going to give me a hard time for this, but I think I was maybe 25% of the way through the game when I made the decision to buy the season pass.
But
hey,
you know what? I'm
Barrel Master.
You fuck ass. Have you done that side quest yet?
No.
So you've got to basically.
Which one is it?
You got to pick these barrels up out of the river, but you can't do it while you're standing. So you have to basically jump into the air
air, pick it up, swing it, throw it.
Yeah. And I happened to be streaming, and Patrick happened to watch me sit there for like a good 10 minutes going, why the fuck can I hit this? I'm looking right at it. I put the target on it. Why won't it? And then I accidentally hit the jump button, and it like lit up for a second. I was like, this is fucking dumb.
So I don't own it yet. I borrowed it from a buddy of mine at work, and specifically like the week before, and then all through my 2 weeks off in October. And then when I went back to the office on Monday, I put it back in his desk so he could have it to play the DLC. He said he's almost done with it. He 100% of the game before I got it though. And he, like, his wife was like on vacation or something, like away from the house for a solid week and a half. And that's all he did.
Whoa.
He 100% of the game in like 8 to 9 days. And he still was at work like 9 hours a day. So this guy, buddy Alan, we've played fighters with him, Wolfie. Nobody's really heard him because he's got a fucked up Xbox. I don't understand what his issue is. It's not his controller. I don't know what his problem is, but it's his Xbox, because I played one night with his controller on my Xbox and everything was fine.
Okay. Well, actually, if I might throw something out there, this was probably about 6 or 7 months ago. There was a pretty nasty electrical storm that was coming through here, and lightning hit so close, or at least the thunder crack was so close, that it literally sounded like debris was landing around my house. So I got up and ran outside. I couldn't see anything, but I was like, okay, whatever. The next day when I got home from work, I noticed that my router wasn't working properly. So I had to go out and buy a new router. And then my Xbox One now has to be wireless into the system, because I always had it hardwired into the system, but I'm assuming something happened, fried that connection. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just his voice. His connection into games is fine. His controller inputs are fine. But it's strictly voice chat. So I don't know what the issue is with his Xbox that's giving him a voice chat issue, but he's going to get an Xbox One X eventually anyway. So I think he's just kind of waiting for that. Maybe Black Friday, he'll end up seeing a deal that's relatively good enough to be able to make that happen. But so I borrowed it from him. I played through the whole story and completed, I think I like total percentage of the game itself, including in terms of trophies, it's probably 70%, 70, maybe 80. I've got all the Taskmaster stuff done.
You finished the story. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes. The story's completed. I mean, I wasn't giving it back until I did that. So, if you haven't played Spider-Man, spoiler warning, rip Aunt May.
Damn, that was real fast. Usually when you say spoiler warning, you got to give like a couple of seconds.
Spider-Man's been out for well over a month. Everybody's playing Red Dead right now. So if you haven't already the ending of Spider-Man somewhere or heard about it, then, sorry.
See, the fucked up thing is I heard it was a tearjerker ending.
I heard nothing about it. I didn't hear shit.
Well, that's all I heard. Is like somebody was like, it's a tearjerker ending. So when I got to it, I was like, well, since I was told, now I'm expecting something sad. It was just like, well, that's nice.
Like,
it did.
I didn't know what I was walking into. I had no idea. I was sitting there on my couch and I was like, what? No. No.
I'll tell you what really got me in that game was that situation with Miles Morales.
Mm,
That
like
one.
at the end, like in the credits end, or
No,
what?
well, I mean that one kind of was like, oh yeah, but I'm talking about the one when he was at City Hall.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That was rough.
that one fucked with me hard.
Yeah. I thought the Spider Cop character that Peter would use in conversations with uh, what's her name? Fucking Yuri.
Yuri,
Yuri.
that's it.
Yeah. With Yuri was funny. I thought that was funny. It's at first too, when I would throw people off buildings, I was like, Spider-Man don't kill nobody, throws bad guy off a building. And then later I was like, oh yeah, they're automatically webbed to the side. Well, that's gay.
The best part is there's a video series that I watched from Kotaku called Highlight Reel, and
Mhm.
they actually did a section where they're like, Spider-Man doesn't kill anybody, and there's those missions where you come up on like an armored truck, right? And after you beat the demons that are around it, you have to pull the people out of it before it explodes, right? So one of the shots is that he had webbed one of the demons to the side of the truck, and he was getting the people out, and you watch it explode. Another one was, what was it?
I don't
Was
have to
one of the
kill you.
ones.
I just don't have to save you.
It was, yeah, exactly. It was one of the ones where you stop the car, but it was the one where he picks up the car, and
Mhm.
as you're doing the button mash to
Square,
hold
square, 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 square.
hold the car, a pedestrian comes walking by, and he just dropped the car right on top of her.
My name's Spider-Man. I save lives. Smash.
But
um,
fucking amazing game. I
out,
really,
fucking outstanding. Solid 9.5 to 10 out of 10.
yeah.
Solid.
And I look, I'm gonna go on record here and say Black Cat got a little bit of that thickness, them hips. I'm telling
She got
you.
that.
Ooh, yeah.
She got that Elastigirl thick.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So God of War also outstanding. Also outstanding. I know you still have my copy. I know you haven't played
No, I haven't
because you're in the middle
touched.
of Red Dead. So
Ain't nothing getting done when I'm playing my Red Dead.
whatever. So yeah, I'll definitely get that back because I want to play around with the New Game Plus and see what extra stuff they added. But that was really solid for somebody. Like the sole reason that I got a PlayStation was that game.
Yeah.
And
See,
well worth it.
damn motherfucking. Mine was Death Stranding and Spider-Man. So I've done 50% of that, but I don't think I'm going to be fucking with Death Stranding because I don't want to play futuristic FedEx the game. That just does not look interesting to me anymore. I may watch somebody play it, but then again, what was it? Troy Baker's trailer. Hello, baby. Troy Baker's trailer makes it look really interesting again, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, how interesting can a game be where right now the most I know is that you are FedEx, for lack of a better term, but then all of a sudden somebody will show up while you're on a delivery. You all right? While you're on a delivery and be like, hey, check out this giant fucking gold mask dog. He gonna chase you. Bye. It's like, I don't need that shit. It's not Crazy Taxi in a post-apocalyptic society.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that one anymore. I'll have to wait.
I don't
But
know.
I did download some stupid fucking anime fanfare RPG game harem ass fucking thing. Like you got one male character and the rest of them are scantily clad girls. I haven't started fucking with it because I have a feeling that because of how dumb the art style is on it, the systems in that game are going to be fucking deep as shit. And it's one of those things where it's like once I get into it, that's gonna have to be it again for a while. That's gonna be the only game I have to play.
Yeah. Nice. I actually downloaded some of the free games from Twitch. Now that I've got this new machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got Windows 10, so I've got the Twitch app instead of it being just the website.
Yeah.
I downloaded some of those free games with Twitch Prime, so I've got the Devil May Cry collection on this laptop. I got Soma,
Oh.
and I think there were a couple other free ones that I just haven't downloaded yet. So I may, once I get a gaming monitor instead of just a TV, and I get that whole setup going, I may slowly make like a part-time conversion into a few PC Master Race games, which I know will make Hater happy.
Yeah. He's over there smiling behind his
like,
beard.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've really enjoyed Forsaken out of Destiny. I haven't played anything at all this week. Haven't really touched it in about a week and a half just because of other stuff that I was working through with Spider-Man. But I'll be jumping back into it so I can get the raid done. It's really been fun. The story about it's been really deep. I'm not going to do a full review on it just because there's no point.
It changes too much.
No, the game is still a game.
True.
So, I mean, the only difference now is that you're missing Cade. And like, big ups to Steadiest for calling me out on my bullshit, because I apparently can't tell the difference between Oliver North and fucking Nathan Fillion.
Oliver North.
It's
what? Nolan North.
Nolan North. Yeah, whatever. I can't fucking think.
Oliver Twist was in there. Oh, he was looking for the treasure.
I don't even know why I thought Oliver North. I don't know where that came from.
Now all of a sudden, I'm seeing Cade 6 with like really nasty ass grainy sepia tone film, and he's got like a cowboy hat and like handlebar mustache. No matter what he's saying, even though it's a robot face behind all that, like you got his little unicorn horn sticking up out of the hat in a weird, like it fucking and it's out,
and some like glimmer mustache. Yeah. So I apparently can't tell the difference between the two, because North is that good, I guess. To where like, she hadn't really watched me play Destiny ever in the last year almost, and then she picks up when I was playing the other day. She was like, "That doesn't sound like him." That's not him.
What's really funny about this whole situation, this exact situation here, is that Nolan North voices Nathan Drake, and recently Nathan Fillion put together a fan-made Nathan Drake movie that's only like 12 minutes long. So it's like that's ironic. But yeah, no, don't ever question her, because we'll be sitting here watching something, and someone, a character on a game or a show or an anime or something, will say one line, and she'll just whip out IMDb or Wikipedia and look that up real fucking fast. She's usually right. So
yeah, and she just pulled it off the voice, and like I didn't believe her, and I was like, no, you're wrong, you're fucking wrong. And then I went and like, she put a link in there, and I didn't look at it for a second. And looked at it, I was like, oh, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and in hindsight, it makes sense, because Nathan Fillion's contract was up. Why would he do more? He would have to sign a contract to do more.
This was supposed to be like, I knew his contract was up, but this was supposed to be what I thought was his contract is ending. That's why they're killing off the character, because he's not going to re-up, and it's done, and they don't want anybody else to do the voice. So that's what I thought it was. I hadn't read the article or even seen the announcement where he even told people, it's not me. It ain't me doing it. So
yeah.
But all in all, it's really fun. I've enjoyed it. The Late Night Enforcers clan is basically no more, so I went over to Sentinels on the 9, just because like you've stopped playing. I don't know if Raw will ever come back.
I think Raw stopped after the first DLC dropped.
Yeah, and I don't know with COD and Red Dead. I know he's not even looking at COD right now. With Red Dead, he's not looking at anything else. So I figure if you guys come back, I can always flip over. But right now, I could turn this game on Tuesday afternoon for the first time and already have 3 clan engrams to grab. So like I'm having to do less of a grind because it's a 60+ person clan that's constantly blowing through shit. which is good, right? So that if you have a big clan, that's really what benefits you. If you have a small one, then you've got to grind more with your buddies.
Yeah.
And if that's your thing, that's your thing. If you got the time to do that, you definitely have the ability to do that. But moving on, because we're not going to make this a Destiny thing. How's the Wild West? How's that?
Well,
treating you?
actually, I was going to say let's Patrick.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
having
Don't you
just
not like some
recently
Diablos?
done, yeah, with having just recently done Extra Life, that means you actually were forced to play video games for a period of time. So, what did you play? What did you do?
Well, I ended up finishing out Hellblade, as you know, I started it last time, and then ran into a lot of awful bad luck in real life. So, because the last time we left off on one of these, we were talking about my head-on accident, and then there was an accident directly after that. So,
How many cars have you had this year?
huh?
How many cars have you had this year?
I am on for this year car number 3.
Nice. Is that a record or?
Well, out of everyone I know, yes.
Okay.
So I still remember when you sent us the video for the second accident where you peeked out the microphone.
Yeah.
We're gonna start putting a hater owned counter like the Krillin owned counter and Team Fortress.
That's so fucking wrong.
So got back to Hellblade. It was nice. I know at least one of you two are planning on playing it at some point, so I will try not to spoil it. So good ending, very good ending. Not expected.
What about the secret one?
Yeah, that's the part that ticks me off. So
You little shit.
the secret ending is apparently the true ending. That makes it even worse.
Oh fuck! It's like the 100% Riddler trophy ending. Okay. What the fuck?
Yeah, when I read up on it, it's like, well, this is actually the true ending. I'm like, oh god damn it. So,
man, it's funny watching you play that game through both Extra Lives. Like, I didn't watch too much of it last year, right? Because I was in and out. I tried to have a phone up or whatever, just to at least get some viewer counts going. And I for some reason, like, I couldn't really follow too much of the game. Just watching it in and out, you do have to really sit down and kind of watch it start to finish, because it is so. I don't even know what the word I'm looking is. It's so involved.
Yeah.
So watching you play this time, I did like sit down and I watched it like a good couple hours or so. And it was always funny to watch you running and go, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? How am I what did I learn? What?
Yep. It's like, here's what you've learned. What did I learn?
It sounds
I
like
have no idea what's going on.
It sounds like me when I was fucking around with the witness at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "This is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea." I don't.
You were still playing that shit at 7 a.m. when I went to go get groceries.
Well, the fucked up thing is, I'm not gonna lie. At a certain point, I started googling the fucking images of what I was supposed to be doing. I was like, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'm tired, and I just want these series of line puzzles to be done."
Right.
I got to this fucking. I'm sorry. I'm totally like taking the thunder. I will give it back here in just a second. But I got to this section where you have to like look at the panels at a certain angle because you'll see like wear from people drawing the lines on it, and that's your only clue as to what the next line is, because it's always like the shape of an umbrella, and you got to figure out what the right path is for that shit. And I was like,
now that makes more sense.
Yeah, and that's why I kept saying in my stream, I was like, I don't know if you guys could see this shit, but it's a very subtle little thing that you could see on the panels. And that's when like I started Googling it on the sly on my lap, and at one point I dropped my phone and it ended up shutting it down. So I turned it back on, and you could actually hear me go, I don't give a fuck, I'm Googling this shit. It's just like I've given all the shits up.
You couldn't go to break or something?
No, no. I wasn't gonna get up and walk away because if I got up and walk away, I would have forgot to mute the mic, and it would have been like, "Where the fuck was that Google page?" Okay,
So,
but
once you what is there a new Diablo coming out, or is it a new master, or
immortal,
Diablo
Immolation?
Immortals.
immobile, iPhone, Android,
It's going to be in all the
Immutable?
Androids and all the iPhones.
Nat 4.
Yeah. So that didn't go well for Blizzard,
No.
and I think the game will be profitable for them. Don't get me wrong. I think they'll get enough downloads and everything like that, and all the stupid loot content that they're going to shove on it. I'm sure it will be profitable, but I think they should have done a more, I guess, silent release, or not one in the middle of BlizzCon leading up to what everyone thought was the announcement of Diablo 4.
But they did get out in front of BlizzCon and was like, without saying specifically we're not announcing Diablo 4 there, they basically said we're not announcing Diablo 4 there.
But you start showing footage of Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that's the shitty thing. It was like it would have been the same thing for what the fuck are those guys called? Bethesda? If they like announced Fallout Shelter when they had been kind of hinting at Fallout 4, but not showing anything about Fallout 4.
They did do that. I think Blizzard should not have done it at BlizzCon, but Fallout, when they did it for Fallout Shelter, that was during their convention as well. But at least they had like a little banner after. I think like a little like just, hey, we're working on the next Fallout.
Well, no, because they came straight out and they're like, "Here's a trailer for Fallout 4." Right after that,
right. They just kind of satisfied. People were probably upset at first about it being a mobile something, but then it's like, oh, okay, there's a trailer for something else. Okay. There was another. For Morrowind, the next.
Elder Scrolls.
It was just literally a screen capture. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was basically a camera panning.
That feels weak.
That satisfied that group. I mean, they should have done something, or at least not have announced it there.
You know what really okay, and I know we kind of switched from talking about Blizzard to talking about Bethesda. You know what really pissed me off is when they announced Fallout 76. I actually thought they were going to announce Fallout 4 for the Switch. And I've gone balls deep into that fucking system now, and I would love to have Fallout on my Switch, but it's just not gonna.
So, why would you want to have a game you've already played on another console just to play it again?
So the suspend feature on the Switch is fucking amazing. Like I actually have 2 different copies of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have one for the Wii U and one for the Switch. The reason why I've started, what led me to buy. Jesus, you all right? Fuck, just kicking the hell out of my chair. The reason why I bought Zelda again is because I started messing around with other games and the suspend feature where I could just hit the power button and then come back to it. Like, here, let me show you real quick.
Well,
so
it's putting the PlayStation into rest mode.
Yes, but it's a lot faster though. Like, because I mean, quite literally, all I have to do is there. I'm right back into my game of Dead Cells.
Okay.
And then when I need to stop it, I just hit that button, and it's
so you're saying one feature on a system is worth an additional $60 game that you've already played?
I could take this anywhere.
Oh, that okay.
And I could put it on my TV.
Okay. Is there anything different about the copy for the Switch that makes it worth the additional same purchase? So, and here's the reason I bring this up. Because I'm looking at getting a Switch.
Card.
It doesn't matter. I've got one of those laying up here too.
It's actually Breath of the Wild. I didn't know it was. I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised.
Here's the reason that I say that. I've got I'm looking at getting a Switch at some point this year, next year. for Ray as well as for me for Dragon Ball Fighters. Now I have Dragon Ball Fighters for my Xbox. I'm likely going to get it for PlayStation just because like the crew that Hanzo plays with is on PlayStation more often for that. And the load times are better there, even though there's no major differences between the copies.
Yeah.
The difference for the Switch is that you can legitimately 1v1 battle instead of 3v3. Switch is the only system that is getting that or that has that as a game mode.
Mhm.
So to me, buying the same game, even at full price, for that additional feature that didn't cost any money for any player to get is worth it, especially for a system that you can suspend and go mobile with, right?
Yeah.
Like I would just take my Switch to work and just mess around, see if I find somebody randomly on the company
Campus.
free Wi-Fi and be like, boop, boop, play
Yeah.
around.
And that's, I mean, okay. And that's the
Like,
other
that's
thing.
worth it to me. But to me, Zelda Breath of the Wild as a game, to buy it again just for the Switch because you can suspend it and take it anywhere, to me, that's not worth it.
Now, with that being said, that's not a bad argument. I agree with you. But the way things played out for me, the version that I got for the Wii U, I only paid $1.25 for it.
Okay, so I mean, I can't argue money there. I can still argue that it's a duplicate purchase for no reason.
What's
you're
really
not out anything. You're not out $120. So
yeah. Well, I mean, so I did buy Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Switch twice though, because my son got his own Switch, and
it's buying it for your kid. I'm not gonna like it's different.
I blew the kid's mind at Best Buy. It like you could literally see his brain pop behind his eyes, like because I walked up there.
That's why we do it.
I walked up there and set it down. He's like, "You guys are gonna have fun with this." And I looked over at my son, and we looked back at him. And was like, "We both have played it probably about 20+ hours so far." And he's like, "Why are you buying another one?" I was like, "Because he's got his own Switch now." And they're like, "Why don't you share a cartridge?" And I looked at him again, and I go, "Baby, don't. Come on." I looked at him and I go, "Single dad. He's not with me all the time."
Yeah.
And I guess this kid didn't come from a broken home because he was just like, "I don't fucking get it." It's like that meme where all the math problems are floating around the person's head. It's like I wanted to go, "Dude, do you want me to pay your company so that the lights stay on so that you still have a job, or do you want me to go put it back on the shelf? I mean, you make up your mind."
So, Patrick, what do you want to get and play before the end of the year?
Oh, before the end of the year, that's a hard one there.
The short time frame. You're running on like 6
frame,
weeks.
Yeah. I've been goofing around with Factorio. Guess you guys haven't played that.
Did you say Factorio or Pactorio?
Factorio.
Okay.
I'll send you guys the link to it.
Just all of a sudden it's like, okay, sure.
Any so with the fact that you have an Xbox at this point, any console games for the Xbox that you're looking at before the end of the year? Because with Black Friday coming up, some things are going to be on the cheap.
Do not know. I actually do not know.
Okay. So. Just thought I'd check. Mm-hmm. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Legends lately because they fucking the damn gotcha games. It's got me. It got me. I'll even randomly stream it. Like if I'm at the office and I've got 30, 40 minutes of where I've got some downtime, I'll stream it from my desk if there's some new content. And to be honest, I mean, it's the only mobile game that I have that I've played and that I've enjoyed. I downloaded a few others, like I downloaded one of the Fate ones and stuff like that, but never really got into the mobile game. The animes are great for that, but I really dig this one. Really do. the payout in terms of in-game rewards, characters for summoning and all that stuff, it's really not that bad. It's been horrible for me for the past week or so, but overall it's not bad. And myself and Apex play a lot. We like to fight each other a lot. So yeah, that's been fun. Highly recommend.
I've been playing Pokemon Go again. Like a lot. Like a lot.
Finding free
So-
ones in your backyard.
Yeah. I mean, well, so they recently did an update. I don't know if you guys ever fucked with it, but at one
I
point,
did, but I deleted it like probably 6-7 months ago because I hadn't
Okay.
played it in longer.
yeah. So at one point they introduced eggs, and you have to walk with an egg instead of an incubator to get it to hatch, right?
Yeah.
Well, recently they did an update to where they can actually tie into your activities on your phone as far as like it moving without the program having to be open and running. So now it's like every day I'm getting notifications. You've got an egg that's hatching. It's like, well, fantastic. When I hadn't hatched a fucking egg in forever.
So the app can just be in like its suspended mode, right? Where you've exited the app and it's not closed.
No, it's closed. Like it'll be like dead off, but there's
Okay.
like an active. I don't know. Google.
There's a process
activity.
running in the background. It's the same. So it's the same thing for Legends, right? So with Legends, I'll start adventures that are time based, and it just waits for like 3 hours to go by, and then it tells you it's done, and you grab your rewards. Same thing for training. Like I don't have to have the app open. I can even like on the iPhone, you double click it and swipe up, and it completely shuts the app down. I can do that, and then it's still just time based because you've started the process, and it just waits till time passes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is this will tap into like the GPS on your phone, and it will like shoot like your Google activities, like your steps and all that shit will shoot over to the app at a certain point throughout the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's the same fucking thing. Whatever.
That's actually, I mean, that's a lot better than needing to have it open.
Yeah, because then I'm not using my data plan while I'm walking. And you know me, I'm a
your
fickle
battery, and
fucker.
it's not like burning up in your pocket.
True. I did want to step back one step real quick. They haven't confirmed it yet, Hater, but Red Dead is very much rumored to be PC on its way. So, just
I mean, it'll still look better on an Xbox One X, but
No.
no, not with that new ray tracing software, hardware. Sorry, oh, I don't fucking know shit anymore.
I would stay away from that video card.
Is that's the one that's like $2,000 right now, right? Or
yes, and they're failing.
Ooh,
they're failing?
Yes.
Like, are we talking Red Ring of Death type of failing?
Are they catching fire?
We're talking they are failing to the point where they're not working. They have to go back in for warranty.
Woo.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is here's another this is Wooden Teeth Corner with Ian. Way back in the day when I was a kid, my dad used to do ray tracing pictures that he would do on his computer, and it would be one of these things where he literally would duct tape one of the light switches up that his computer was plugged into because he was trying to render down a photo, and it would take like all night. And then, you know, I'd get up and want to mess with the computer, turn on the monitor, and there's this fucking thing that's like halfway down. It's like looking at porn in the 90s where like you were almost done, but you were only at the neckline, you know? So, but it was like one of those things where it's like you had to leave the fucking thing alone. But in the wintertime, you could walk up to that fucker and just be like, this is nice. This is a little space heater. But so when I started to hear that they were doing ray tracing, I was like, isn't that some shit from like the 80s and 90s? Are we past that? But I guess if it's ray tracing like that quickly to where it's like a refresh rate, then I guess that's got to be cool.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that it was supposed to be PC bound eventually. They're gonna do basically what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5, where they're gonna wait 6 months and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, so we totally put it out on the PC.
Here's the question: with it getting ready to go PC bound, knowing that multiplayer will eventually come, right? I'm betting those two things will happen around the same time. Are we assuming that it will be crossplay as well? Have they even hinted at that?
So as of right now, even on the consoles, the multiplayer is not active. Would you
Right.
stop woofing? Stop it. And so it's one of these things where once they do kind of get that implemented, it would not surprise me if there was some sort of integration. But as with
Crossplay is the big thing now. Finally.
Yeah, but with most games that are shooter based, mouse and keyboard folks are going to have a huge advantage over people that don't. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you can crossplay, it's probably going to be one of those things where you have to opt into it. Like let's say if they do make it available, me and Patrick could posse up. That would be okay. But if it's one of those things where you're going into, let's say, because it's been rumored for this too, if you're going into a battle royale in that game, it probably would not be good to go up against people on PC if you're on an Xbox or PlayStation.
Well, here's the thing, right? So that happens every day with Fortnite. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's how Fortnite operates. Now, you can't direct, I believe yet, crossplay Xbox, PlayStation. I know they've been talking about it. I've heard it was going to happen because I don't know if it was Fortnite or it was someone else that was going to break that actual barrier. Because I know that was talked about like a month or so ago. But usually you have to do it through PC, through your Battle.net account or whatever. Or not Battle.net, your Epic. Yeah. I don't know why I went Battle.net.
Well, the only thing that they've broken down so far is that anytime you log into Fortnite, you have to have an Epic account. And if you had, like, let's say, for example, I have Fortnite on my Switch. I have it on my Xbox. I have an Epic account on my PC. It's one of these things where when I log into one, I set it up on both of these. But for the longest time, Sony was like, no, you've already tethered it to another console or video game system. So you have to create a separate account. Recently, they were like, I'm not even going to go into the shit that they said because they tried to make it sound like they were the fucking church, where they were the Pope, where they're like, you know what? Sex is okay. It's all right when it's consensual between, two parties. Kids, we're still gonna fuck them, but whatever.
I hate laughing at that because that makes me so mad knowing that happens like legitimately in real life. But that was good. That was good.
But so that was the thing that they recently broke down, and as far as opening it up so that Smoker Dude 420XX is playing with Good Boy 92 on PlayStation. I don't know how soon they're going to actually open those gates. It is possible. Epic did it one time just to be like, hey, look, lights work. But
making it a main thing, though, I think the only way Fortnite stays relevant is if they make this like this is just how this is going to be. Otherwise, COD Blops 4 is going to freaking.
So I think the big thing with Sony on this one is right now they are on top when it comes to the consoles. They are. And they're doing what they did back in the PlayStation 2 era where they're like, hey, we're big dog on the block. We don't need to fuck with y'all. But Nintendo and Microsoft were like, hey, well, I mean, Nintendo's back on the upswing. Microsoft's got to build some more good graces. And they were like, hey, let's make sure Minecraft works together. And let's make sure that PC one works together too. Like my son has told me that he's played with other people in his family on his Switch while they're using a totally different device. So it's really interesting. And it's like that is building a lot of good graces. And when you're the one company on the block that's going like, no, you don't understand. My dad. My dad works at the sporting goods supply, so I get the best soccer balls. So we're gonna play with my soccer balls, or we're not gonna fucking play with soccer balls at all. Then then you gotta fucking rethink your bullshit. But
I've always said this too, and I long for the day that regardless of the console that you personally choose to play on, that you can opt in, because I don't believe it should be a constant matchmaking thing. I believe the opt-in is important to play with whoever you want, regardless of what's on. If you have a third-party game, I don't think we should be getting rid of first-party games. I think first-party games should still exist.
Yeah.
Just because that's capitalism, right? That's free market. But for third-party games who are on all consoles, if they're on all of them, and they have a multiplayer feature, they should all be able to opt into the entire play space.
Yeah. And I mean, also considering the fact that I know at least Xbox is doing it here soon. I don't know about PlayStation 4, but it's about to be able to support mouse and keyboard. So, I mean, that step between
PlayStation 4 supports mouse keyboard.
Does it?
Yeah. Because it's just the USB plug-in. You take the USB keyboard, be like, boop. Just because, like, I've watched on Ashie's stream, people keep asking her if she's keyboarding on her PS4. And then she's like, no, and she picks up her scuff because her keyboard's right in front of her. And half the time when she switches to Fortnite, she does Fortnite on PC a lot.
Mhm.
So yeah, but like, and that's the thing, like you could be playing on PlayStation with a mouse keyboard and have that tremendous advantage like a standard PC player would. I guarantee you if I set up a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse on my PlayStation in the living room and played Fortnite, I'd be way better at it.
You're playing Fortnite?
I've played it probably 6 times in my entire life, and I suck at it because I can't build. I can't reflexively build.
I can't either.
And it's because of the controller. Yeah.
Ooh, can we do a 1v1?
I know I can create some sort of private match and invite people, but I don't know if it's limited to 1v1. But we can try it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be real fucking dumb.
Well, we also need to do iDarb.
Yeah, because I watched you play a little bit of
that was fun. That was fun.
It looks
Doom. Doom is fun.
Oh,
Doom is fun.
Watching you play that game made me want to replay it, but then I saw you get into one of the bullshit areas, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good watching." Although
you had fun, Ian, up until you didn't.
Yeah, what was it? It was the fucking
the
hell Knights or whatever.
Hell Knights.
Not the last boss. That one was fine. What it was is there was a boss fight, right, where this one dude pops in and he's got a shield, and then he's got these particular moves that he does, and after you take the shield down, he changes up his moveset. I was like, okay, all right, that's understandable. We're doing some fucking Dark Souls shit where the boss changes his modus operandi in a certain spot. So I beat him. I was like, fuck yeah. It took, 5 or 6 times to beat that one guy. I was like, all right, fantastic. Moving on. Give me to a save point. And 2 of them walk in frame.
And you had, no ammo.
I had absolutely fuck shit.
I must have missed that one part.
Oh, my God.
It was good.
I
think you had to go after him with the chainsaw.
Yeah, I think I had to. Yeah. I had to chase one. But what I did see happen to Ryan, and this may have been me just watching out of the corner of my eye, but I thought I caught where you were walking around with the chainsaw out at one point, and you wound up to bring it down, and as you brought it down, that teleporting bitch just popped right in front of you, just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, all right, we're doing you.
Yeah. Because I try not to use the chainsaw on the big dudes, just because it takes too many fuel bars to do it. I'd rather hit multiple little dudes and stack up that way. Because that usually, if I hit multiples, clears out ads, leaves more stuff on the ground. And then I can use that. I'll take out the big guys later. I don't mind that second tier dude. I don't know what they're called, but the
big
giant
bald
skull.
motherfucker.
Yeah, big skull dudes.
Yeah.
But I don't mind doing those because you can usually hit those with just one fuel thing anyway. But yeah, it's fun. It's annoying to me I have to remember how to switch my weapon loadouts the way that I want them every time for the quick flip. I keep okay, I want to keep this one, so I put this one away and then I flip it, but it flips the one that I have away and not the one that I have out. and I always forget it when I'm like really focusing on it. Eventually, I just say fuck it, and I just work through everything and just quick switch and let it run because fuck it. But it's really fun. I'm glad I started playing it. Definitely going to work through that, and then like
Hold on.
December 10th. What?
Don't change games because I don't know if they've patched it, but I got something I gotta let you know about. It's kind of a glitch. It's kind of a cheese, if you will. Once you get the BFG and you fire a shot, if you bring up the bullet wheel or the gun wheel, the bullet will slowly go across the map, but it's still dealing damage as it's going. So you can actually, I've seen speedrunners actually take out like the final boss in like seconds because they fire the BFG and then they hold the wheel and you just watch the health bar drop.
Notes taken. I like it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for the tip. So that'll be the horror game because for some reason it's classified as horror on Twitch. It's hilarious.
I thought Slender was going to be your horror game this year.
So Slender, the only way that I play Slender is if we get to or beat the extra life goal.
Yeah.
Currently, we're still at 625 out of 1,500. That obviously is going to run through the end of the year. I'm going to keep the link and the thing up on all my streams just so people can see where we're at. If we do get to the 1,500, I will replay it. It's been long enough to where I don't remember shit about the game.
I still remember you were in the guest bedroom and you would put on your flak jacket and strap your fucking 9 on. And I was always afraid that your wife was going to come walking in and all of a sudden I was going to be like, fucking shit, we got this shit right on Twitch, man. You're going to jail, buddy.
delete.
All of a sudden you just see one of these, bam! Oh, shit. I scared the hell out of my dog.
Clip.
Yeah, you're just watching them pop.
But December 10th is when Winter of Horror, at least, or Winter of Terror, whatever, with me will start because I've got the next 3 weeks off after that. So I will begin and we'll pick up with Evil Within 2 from where I am now, which I'm about to start hitting new shit. I've played up until the point where I stopped before. It's just that game, because there's so much downtime, and I went into this before I started playing Dune. I was talking to nobody in my stream. I knew nobody was there, but I was talking in case somebody came in.
Plenty of that,
right?
Yeah.
I think we all had plenty of that during Extra Life.
Well, so I found out that a lot of people were actually watching mine through Facebook, and that doesn't show them like in any way, shape, or form. So
through the Extra Life link.
Well, no. Like if if you drop the video link into your page, they can open it up in Facebook and watch it, but it doesn't indicate to you that you have a watcher. Yeah, and and they can't interact with Twitch, so it's kind of one of these things where it's like you might as well just continue to be on when nobody's there, especially if you put it on your Facebook. Yeah,
maintain for sure.
Which you and I talk about how difficult that shit is to do when you don't know anybody's there. It's just like.
Yeah. But this game, so with Evil Within, I've noticed because there's so much downtime. So like the first 20 minutes of the game, like your anxiety's ratcheted up. The pressure's there because you've got nothing. You've got no weapons. You're trying to get into the Union City. And that's when like a lot of the jump pressure starts hitting. And then once you get in there, then there's downtime in between each jump scare portion. And the only times where I really start feeling like the terror starts to hit is when I'm coming up on Mr. Photo Knife Killer dude, right? The main bad guy. And that's it. And I've only come up against him, what is it, twice in the very beginning of the game when you're going through the house to get into Union.
Yeah, it teaches you the stealth mechanics.
Yeah, which you never end up using later.
Nice.
Like you don't really specifically use the crouch and hide mechanic. You hide in a bush. And I might use these later. But like even me running through the tunnels, I'm not really hiding behind many things, and like I'm in crouched cover. I'm just crouched behind a barrel, and I don't like hide behind the barrel off to the side. Right? Yeah. You're still like you're straight onto it. But otherwise, it's just don't get seen. It doesn't matter if your light's on because apparently the creatures in this game don't react to your flashlight that's on your belt, which I think is dumb as a mechanic. They should react. They should react.
What's that light?
Right?
Ah, fuck it. Doesn't matter.
It's literally what they.
Blind.
Yeah. So it's just really don't get caught. I figured out how to kill the crawly thingies on
the one with the multiple heads.
Yeah. Takes a couple headshots with a pistol.
Which head?
That's about it. Or one shot with the shotgun directly to the face.
Which face?
All of the faces, because they're right there.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Hey.
Money shots for days.
Is it because he never puts the shotgun up here? He's always holding it here.
Gives it that nice cock.
Oh, we are adults, ladies and gentlemen. We are adults. We swear.
Legally.
Not mentally.
Yeah. Or if you can light them on fire. So if you can tip over a barrel, light the barrel on fire. I did kill myself once because I was too close to the barrel when I made it explode. Happens. It's video games. Happens.
So while you were telling that story, I was reminded of a story that I wanted to tell about Extra Life. I don't want to keep us too much longer because, again, this boy got work at Des Moines. But so Cynthia was over here with one of her friends. I didn't get permission to say her name, so we'll just call her Elle. She was over here, and they were playing Silent Hill 2 when I got home from work one of the nights. I think it was right before my 24-hour shift. And they were sitting around playing it. They had all the lights off, and I was like, okay, well, this is spooky, scary. And at some point, we were doing some stuff, and Tifa, my wonderful dog, decided that she was going to go stand near all the cables. And then something spooked her, and she tangled herself up in all of the cables and ran. So, oh my God, damn this fucking chair and that dog. Fuck, here she goes again. Lifted the PlayStation 2 off of the makeshift table I had and dropped it onto the floor. Like, just flat up. The amazing thing is the game didn't stop working. The controller was unplugged. She was running around the house with a controller dangling from her ankle because it did one of those cartoon fucking like Indiana Jones. Now it's noosed around her leg. And I'm like chasing her, trying to get her to stop. And she's like, I'm fucking scared. The awesome thing is we got back to it. Elle had to take off. She wanted to go home and play more Red Dead. And so me and Cynthia started playing the Silent Hill 2. But then we did finally reach a spot where it scratched the disc during that jump. During the stream, we resurfaced it one pass, and it didn't fix it. And I'm afraid to do it a second time because once you resurface it a second time, if it doesn't work there, it's just fucked. Yeah. And it was one of these things where it's like, if I was skipping the cutscenes, we could move past. But it was one of those things with my streaming rig, I couldn't put up on the stream, here's the video from YouTube of the cinematic we just missed or something like that. So, but I thought that was fucking hilarious. I'll just track down another copy for her, and I'll keep that one.
Yeah, that is funny though. It's comical. It would be more hilarious if we had like a camera watching all of that go down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want a camera on me when I'm like half asleep in a chair, laying in the most unhumanly possible position. Yeah.
Games being said, though, I do plan to revisit Hellblade again, and I hope to do it from start to finish in one go.
Really?
Yeah.
These are ambitious goals.
So that's going to be like a Probably an 8-hour stream.
Solid.
I will tell you this though, Patrick. This next coming time that we do it, I will come back out to your place. I'm gonna make a solid decision to just pick one console and bring that out there, because that was the main reason why I didn't come out, is because I had so much I wanted to do and didn't fucking do half of any of it. So it's like I just need to bring one out there, because it literally felt like, hey, get your fucking nose out of there. It felt like I was just alone the entire time, which was weird. So yeah, next time I'll definitely bring my shit back out there.
Yeah. Next year, I hope to be able to get out there too. When I don't have a newborn hanging around.
Hey, we had fun watching you on the big screen.
Good. And maybe there's a game that I'm not thinking of, but it's maybe we can do a PlayStation Move one with the guns. We can pick a shooter that will take some of the guns and put it up on the big screen.
Okay.
Are you talking about the VR?
Not the VR one, but like where it has the gun controller, the PlayStation Move.
Yeah, the sharpshooter thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Whether it's a hunting game or whether it's an actual shooter, maybe we can do some of that. I think that'll be fun.
Well, I mean, I could always go up over to Cabela's and see if I can pick up the big game hunter. Bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? The only video game you could find inside of a Cabela's.
Right.
Cool. Except
well,
for,
I think that's probably
Sister
going to do
Fucker
it for
Simulator.
everything we got for the year. I'm sure we'll probably do another one of these before the year. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a little bit more better setup, at least on my end, than this.
Yeah.
And I'll drink booze or a beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of Taco Bell Mountain Dew that seems to have run down the side of my fucking cup.
So let's we'll see when we get another one before the end of the year, sometime in December. Preferably, we'd like to be able to do that one live for you. In the comments, if there's something you want us to talk about before the end of the year, make sure you throw that in there. We've also got a Facebook group. You're more than welcome to hit that join button on there. All these links will be in the description, so I'm not going to go through them all right now. I'll just put them all on it. Otherwise, hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving coming up before we get into the Christmas holiday season. For every Christmas song and every Christmas light that's put up, Santa kills an elf. So please make sure that you're not doing any Christmas things before Thanksgiving.
Shit.
If it's Elf on a Shelf, I'm putting up everything.
What really fucking bugs me out, and I know Ryan saw my thing on Twitter about this, is I shit you fucking not. There was a neighborhood, the HOA near my work, set up their Christmas lights before Halloween. I'm talking like the 15th. I think that's when I first saw that shit set up.
You know Doug, right?
Yeah.
His community already has all the Christmas lights set up.
Fuck that shit. I can't fucking stand that shit. Even today, I was watching fucking YouTube and an ad popped on and it was singing Christmas songs. And I was like, motherfucker, the turkey's not even fucking cooked. All right? I know there's no fucking Thanksgiving songs. I know that in some way, shape, or form, we're trying to move away from what Thanksgiving was because maybe somewhere someone thinks of it as offensive when, okay, I mean, if you dig deep into it, fine. But it's still technically a holiday. Businesses are closed. Well, most fucking genuinely human-based companies are closed. I'm looking at all you retail motherfuckers that are opening up at 5 o'clock on that night or fucking 8:30 or some shit. I worked in retail during Black Friday. I fucking hate companies that do that shit. That fucking drives me up a wall. Even if I won the lottery and opened up a fucking retro game store, I'm not opening on Black Friday till noon. Fuck you. Okay? Everybody deserves to have a nice Thanksgiving with their family. Go fuck yourself. Sorry.
This ends part 2 of Wooden Teeth Corner with Phoenix.
A little riled up over this shit.
He's got some termites in there that keep him a little angry.
Fucking biting on my nerves.
But for real, thanks for dropping by. We definitely appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button. Remember, 1 like equals 1 gazoo tight for a hater. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye. He's got the little Mega Man right there. He's cute.